Mr. Mayor-elect, just to be very clear, do you think that President Trump is a fascist?
And after President Trump said that, I said yes. And
so you do?
And that's something that I've said in the past. I say it today. And I think what I appreciated about the conversation that I had with the president was that we were not shy about the places of disagreement, about the politics that has brought us to this moment. Everything that I've said in the past, I continue to believe. And that's the thing that I think is important in our politics.
All right, New York City Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani doubling down on his belief that President Trump is a fascist. This despite meeting with the president on Friday. Here he is in the Oval Office. Comes after Mamdani was asked about his past comments regarding Trump. This again happened in the Oval Office. We have it. Watch.
Are you affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about...
That's okay. You can just say yes. Okay. It's easier. It's easier than explaining it. I don't mind.
What a moment. Adam Guillette is here, president of Accuracy in Media, and Abraham Enriquez is the founder of Bienvenido. Thank you both for, the president knows, and he just, go ahead and say it. Plain speak it. Adam, talk to us about that moment.
Well, plain speak is the word. Zohran Mamdani is like Bill Clinton from the 1990s in that he's all things to all people, whereas the clear contrast with Trump, who at least says, I know you think it, so you might as well say it. And it's really a shame because so many American people don't really understand exactly what a fascist is. Fascism is the government setting price controls, the exact kinds of policies that Mamdani actually wants to put into place in New York City. Fascism is what Putin calls everybody that he doesn't like. The amount that they have in common with the term fascism, while pretending to hate those who that term applies to, is a bit laughable.
Yeah, and Abraham, your thoughts there. I was reading some of the headlines. Everyone has a thought and opinion about, how this meeting went. There's an author on Mediaite, I believe his name's Colby Hall, that said that Mamdani played Trump like a fiddle. Your thoughts?
No, look, I've been to the White House. I met with President Trump. I know security is pretty tight there, which would explain why Mamdani probably left his spine at the checkpoint because he didn't say any of that to President Trump's face. Mamdani down here is like all boots and no cattle. When you truly think someone's a fascist, when you think someone is a danger to society, you don't fangirl over them afterwards. President Trump is the leader that restoring American principles and opportunity here on this land, and it even inspires someone like Mamdani. So, I don't really understand the thrill of Mamdani's press tour after his Oval Office visit.
Yeah, I'll move on to this story. Marjorie Taylor Greene. There's been speculation about what MTG's future looks like now that she's announced she's leaving Congress January 5th. In a post on X, Greene wrote, quote, I'm not running for president and never said I wanted to and have only laughed about it when anyone would mention it. I'm not the kind of person who is willing to make the deals that must be made in order to be allowed to have the title again. I'm not motivated by power and titles. The political industrial complex has destroyed our country and will never allow someone like me or you to rise to power and actually solve the crisis that plagues all of us. All right. What is next for the MAGA Republicans? What is next for Marjorie Taylor Greene, if anything, Adam?
Well, it's a challenging time, particularly after the election results earlier this month. Let's remember the past two midterm elections for Trump, the MAGA Republicans dramatically underperformed. Last time, I think J.D. Vance might have been the only Trump-endorsed statewide candidate who won. So inevitably, obviously, Trump is now becoming a lame duck. And if you're a Republican looking to potentially get wiped out in the midterms next year, a wise strategy in many of these districts is going to be to distance yourself from him if you want to stay in elected office.
Well, Texas Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett is now looking at her future in politics, and it may involve her seeking a promotion. Watch.
To be perfectly honest, the only reason that I'm continuing to consider whether or not I do this is because my polling says I can win. That is the bottom line. But at the end of the day, a poll is a poll. And so you need to actually be able to execute on that. So whether it's Cornyn or whether it's Paxton, we feel confident that we can get this done.
Crockett saying a final decision will be made by Thanksgiving about whether or not she's going to run for Senate. Abraham, take us back to this moment, and also with Marjorie Taylor Greene. I believe it was her that came out somewhat in defense of Marjorie Taylor Greene and some attacks that she's felt herself. All in all, there seems to be an opening for some shifts happening. Your thoughts on that?
I want to push back a little bit on that, Sean. Look, Jasmine Crockett is pro Black Lives Matter, pro defunding the police, pro transitioning 6-year-old kids. Down here in Texas, that makes you as popular as vegan brisket. To be completely honest, she knows she can't win for Senate. She can't run for Senate. So what she's really doing is auditioning for a prime spot in MSNBC or CNN shows because she doesn't have the support of her own district or her own state. President Trump needs people that are going to fight for the America First agenda. She hasn't been able to produce anything for her district. So what we're seeing is her actual job interview for the next prime spot on liberal media.
So I got to correct you. It's MS Now. They changed their name. They got a whole new brand. I saw it on the channel guide, too.
I know.
All right, it's official. Abraham Enriquez, thank you very much. And Adam Guillette, we do appreciate that. So the DOJ is now doing this, reversing its testimony that the full grand jury never reviewed the indictment it handed up against the former FBI Director James Comey. Well, Judge Andrew Napolitano weighs in on the back and forth next on National Report.